Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Inspired Tarot. I'm your host, Ben, from Inspired Action channel on YouTube. You can find me at Inspired Action. And my wonderful guest, Miss Psychic D. How are you, Miss Psychic D?
Hello, I'm fabulous. For Monday,
Excellent.
anyway.
That's great to hear. So today we're all about readings.
Woohoo!
So
Bring
we're
it
looking for
on.
people to jump on into the live. We've got some things to talk about, but we'll just wait for people to jump on. I think over the last week, I feel like I've been in a bit of a decision point, waiting for something to happen, mulling over the things of the past, noticing sort of the darker side of my personality coming up, and perhaps
Evil
purging a little bit of that. Things that I need to improve on, that kind of thing. How about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's a sifting and sorting kind of time. It's a double-edged sword for me as an empath, though, because I can feel the spirit realm really close to us right now with the angelic sort of healing and that kind of energy around us. So that's comforting and soothing. But when you're going about your day-to-day, trying to live your life, make decisions, all that sort of stuff, it's kind of like not knowing what to do. Like, which way do I go? So, and I've noticed this a lot with other people too. They may have lots of positive options and stuff, but still having trouble making that decision as to which way to go. So I predicted this for the first probably week or two of, and the sun just come out.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah, they're saying, you're right, Danielle, you're right. I haven't even got a jacket on today because it's quite cool here. But anyway, yeah, so I've predicted this kind of energy for the first couple of weeks of April anyway. So if anyone else is going through it. Hey, Laura. Yeah, so if anyone else is going through it, you're not alone. You're not alone. It's happening to the best of us.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so we've got some people jumping on here at the moment. We've got our regulars now. We've got Jay here. We've got Laura on. You can also see Aurora.
Yeah, nay.
Excellent.
It's your day off. You can listen to the start to the end. Gotta love that.
Excellent.
Nice to see you, Dom.
Excellent. All right, how many we got? We've got 8 people online now. One thing I will say is Danielle put up on her Facebook site the link for today. We did notice that Facebook deleted the post, or it wasn't there this morning, so we quite possibly might have some people joining in on another link, which may or may not allow you to interact with us via chat. So what I've done, just so that we can still do readings, I can still see your questions and all that sort of thing. So what I've done is I put a banner down the bottom. So if you'd like a reading today, here's the tip jar down the bottom for paid readings today. So get your questions in, and we can start off with the tarot. Warm up your hands there, Danielle.
I'm starting to work a lot with my hands.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Oh,
weeks now, and
look, I got goosies just thinking about it. I think Spirit are really trying to get me into the energy healings now, doing the energy healings. I've always done that anyway, but it's never been at the forefront of my mind, but it's really starting to take off. So once again, I've been saying to everybody too in my YouTube videos and stuff, don't be surprised if your abilities, if you are a natural empath, you may be being highly sensory right now. Things are changing. So yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I do everything so intuitively. They were getting me to rub my hands together, so maybe I could send some healing light out at the end or something.
Yeah, well, also I was just thinking when you said that we had a discussion after last week's show, and we're talking about how you read cards, or how I perhaps would approach it, and how you approach it. And you were saying it was the warmth of the card as well. The heat that came off the card kind of tells you where you wanted to pick up a card and read it was the correct one.
Yeah, when I first got my
There.
first babies, that's these little babies. I got these like 30 odd years ago. So these are my original diginals. I'm surprised they made the trips. But yeah, I used to lay them out flat and then used to close my eyes, tap into my intuition, ask a question. And then I usually use my non-dominant hand. So, because I typically, if you write with your right, that's trying to control the situation. I believe the left hand controls your subconscious. So I'd run it along. And as I do it, the heat would come up from the direction in which I was to choose from. So that's how I started building my trust. And I don't read my tarot so much myself because I've got my own life to live. But when it comes to the oracles and that's how I started. So it's funny because some readers go the cold. So some mediums and that will actually feel cold when spirit are around and stuff, whereas I don't. I get hot. So everyone works differently. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can see Coro on here. There's some people there waiting to put some questions in, which is good. What I was going to talk about, I suppose, was the week that just happened, and you were talking about people's intuition kind of going through the roof over the last couple of weeks, or say month. And I was having a discussion with you as well about some of the things that have been occurring to me, and I went down a bit of a rabbit hole over the past week to try and figure out what was happening with myself. And I don't know whether I'm there yet, whether I've found exactly what I'm looking for, but at least it's a start. And so I was saying to you last week that ever since I can remember, I've always been able to close my eyes and I could see various different colors, and there were shapes, and it would oscillate, and there'd be little circles with little chains all moving, and sort of all the colors would rotate and that sort of thing. And I explained it to another energy worker on Facebook, and within seconds, she came back with a bit of an explanation as to what she thought it was that I was viewing. And I suppose I can do a shout out to Elizabeth Peru for answering my question. But she came back with, "Oh, this looks like the octave wave." And so I went down the rabbit hole and I started looking online for what is this octave wave. And I found a photo or a picture of someone else in history. I can't remember their name now, but I found a photo. I'll show you guys now of what it was. Now this picture. I hope I haven't lost it. Nope, it's there. Okay, great. I'll go back to it.
Would you like some soothing background music? Some elevator music? Okay.
Okay, let's see if we can see it. There we go. Oh, it's gone now.
We've got a glimpse. They look like peacock feathers, don't they?
Is it pulsing in and out on your screen?
Yeah.
It's a YouTube clip. I'll go back to it so that you can see. So can you see it now?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay. So that's kind of what I see, but it's only a sort of a speck. And then there were over the last couple of weeks, I don't have to put my hands over my eyes anymore to see it. I can look over at the wall, and I can do it right now, and I can see it. I can see them rotating, pulsing, and there's threads and chains, and some of them kind of fan out like what you can see in this photo, and some are chains. And so I have no idea what I'm looking at, but that's a change.
Can I just say what Spirit just said to me? I think what you might be seeing is the different layers in the non-physical. Because from what I'm aware of, from what Spirit have taught me, is that there's different levels, like different like ascension levels. And like I said, I don't teach this. I only just go, yeah, cool, that's cool, Spirit. and to sort of explain it. But it's kind of like all the different, I want to say ethereal levels, but I don't want people to come at me because I don't know what I don't know. But that's what Spirit was saying. When you brought that up, it's like you're seeing the different dimensions in the non-physical.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't even know how to explain this as well. When I focus, I feel my temples start to contract a little bit, and I do feel it feels like a muscle.
Right.
But I'm initiating it by focusing with my eyes. Weird.
Do you get any kind of
That's
message from it though? Do you get any like sort of like a little bit of a download or a thought or a feeling or anything in any of your senses other than
not yeah, nothing yet. But I mean, I can see like I get some images of a calm pond. And if you think of those really big mosquitoes with the big long legs, you know when they come along and they jump on they jump on the surface of the water that's completely calm and it ripples out.
yeah.
It looks like there is like something with big long legs going blink, 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 across the tapestry that I can see. And
Wow.
yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'll keep looking. and
I think it'll start the more you acknowledge it and ask Spirit to give it to you maybe a little bit more clearer. You know, say something in my ear. You've got sort of got to train them how to communicate with you as well. You might start getting some answers that way.
yeah, potentially.
I haven't experienced
anyway.
anything like that, so yeah, but it's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been something that I've been able to see when I close my eyes, but now, for whatever reason, I'm just on all the time. Ooh,
You're on
okay,
stage 2.
I've got one question in the tip jar, actually.
Oh, yay!
Okay, it's from Laura, so I'm assuming it's Lakeside Laura, and perhaps Laura, can you give me a bit of a shout out down in the chat, just so I know it's you. But the question is, I'll go back to it now, Danny.
That's all good.
Thank you both for your great conversations in a love heart.
God
Will
bless.
we be buying a property? Thank you. That's our first question.
Oh, we'll just throw all them out, won't we? All right, Laura. I'll just pull some wisdom of the oracles, and I will also. Yes, you will. I feel your restlessness where you are, Laura. As soon as I tapped into your energy, I could feel that restlessness. And Spirit are saying the cards are just symbology to me, guys. So I'm not reading the actual card meaning, so to speak. But I always hold them up in case someone ever wants to Google them or look at them. But you know that it is time to go. And as soon as I saw that card, Spirit is saying, yeah, you're going. Yeah, you're going. I feel like you're going to come across something. You're going to get lucky. You're going to get lucky. So I feel like you guys will find something or align with something, because it's more about aligning than necessarily finding. But I feel like this is going to cross your path by default. So it's kind of like we might have our resources kind of ready to go, have our ideas on what we want and all that sort of stuff. Yet we go for a family drive. And then all of a sudden we cross this property it's got a big for sale sign on it, and it's a private sale or something of that nature. So I do see you finding it. And when you do get there, things are going to get real busy for the family. So that's kind of exciting. I'll pull some tarot though. What I love about it though, Laura, is these cards fell out, but I feel like I just want to throw them in the bin. So this is kind of like maybe old news, but I feel like you're stepping out of this orphaned, opposite side. You're stepping out of this kind of orphaned, alone kind of energy, and off this merry-go-round that just goes round and round and round and round and round. You're hopping off this round and round energy. And because you are maybe actively putting energy work into doing that, that's when your luck's going to come in and things are going to get really busy for you. And you do really, really, really have the potential to find, come across something new. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me in energy, whether it's a rental, whether it's a purchase or anything of that nature. The energy is still the same. So like I say, so many people do get a little bit of, when they're looking for something, they go into sort of a tunnel and only see the ways they can get that home, whether it's you know, through online marketplace or realestate.com, not to plug anyone, but you know, we get into that little bit of a spiral as to, well, as to how it's going to come. But I feel like you may find it by default. Yeah, but I'll get into some tarot and I'll see if I can get some sort of a timeline for you on that. Yeah. Phenomenal. You got the Magician. So this is, like I say, you got the Midas touch right now. Spirit really wants you to know that they've heard your prayers. They know what you're asking for. The universe is conspiring to make this happen for you. I actually feel like you may even get a little bit cheaper than what you thought you would get it for. But the main message for you, because this is you, sort of, I don't know which way to go. What do I do? Where do I go? How am I going to find this? Where is it going to come? If you could soothe that in your energy right now, I've got a feeling it's got to be within the next 3 to 4 months. And the plover just went off, so that's my confirmation in shamanism that yep. So I've got a feeling it's going to be soon. I like to predict with all my readings within the next 3 to 12 months, and I'd like to say 3 to 4 months is the potential. Yeah, and like I say, it's going to be hard, fast change. You're just going to be in the right place at the right time, in the right location, talking to the right people. So keep doing what you're doing by placing the seed. Put your thumb in lots of pies. You can still look online and do whatever you're doing, but also be mindful that this can come in a different way. I don't know whether there's a shop attached to this, but I feel like there's a little corner store near this place, because they show me like a shop front. And maybe I'm just looking at the shop and it's got signs all on it or something like that. It might have house for rent on there or something of that nature. It's just going to come to you. Well, it has the potential to come to you in a way that you don't expect. So, yeah. But it's definitely coming. Spirit, hear you. We just sometimes as humans are just got to go a little bit more casual, if you know what I mean. Not try to be too specific and then get caught up in the stories that everyone else is telling. I mean, that may be somewhat of a reality, but at the end of the day, when you're working with the law of attraction, anything's possible. There is no limit. There is no lack. And yeah, it can happen in so many different ways. So keep an open mind. But this shop front is very significant. I feel like it's an old school shop front. You know, we used to go buy lollies and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, you'll have to come back and let us know.
Excellent. Thank you for that. That was really good. Thanks, Laura. I hope you find the place. Now, actually, it brings up a topic that I suppose would be good as a bit of housekeeping as well with readings. And we were talking about this the other day, and readings are one of those things that I kind of see as a snapshot in time. So when we get some cards laid out for us as to what the universe is seeing in our current energy, the potentials in our current energy, we're taking a snapshot in time, right, of how things are today. And so therefore, when Spirit comes through and says, you know, if you go along this particular trajectory, you can expect this, this type of thing to happen, right?
It's a possibility.
Mm.
So like I said, I'm guilty of it. I've used the word prediction for so long because when you're trying to sort of market yourself, advertise yourself, you have to use the words that people understand. So most of them will say prediction, but at the end of the day, it is like for me as a reader, I see the possibilities in a person's timeline. And when roundabouts, given their energy right now, if they were to shift their energy, become more upbeat and more excited and really embrace the law of attraction and all that, it can actually happen sooner rather than later. So that's what I love about Spirit do. They can give you a very beautiful prediction, so to speak, but at the end of the day, I love their guidance that they give you, so you stop doing that thing you're doing now that may be resisting that possibility from coming in. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's talking about as well, finding the language around re-explaining what energy work is, or feeling through, exploring the emotional resistances that you have, or whatever you want to call it, can certainly get
It is
you there
because,
faster.
and it's different because there's so many tarot readers out there, God bless them. Like they learn and they know and they intuitively connect with the tarot process, the tarot cards. I quite often have people hit me up and say, you pulled out this card, and that's not even what it means. That's why I always have to interrupt myself all the time, and especially for new people to say, I'm not reading the tarot card meaning. Otherwise, I'll get dumped with a load of information. This helps me keep that timeline for a person's life, so to speak. So typically you'll get bang, bang, bang. And yeah, so like I say, every reader's different. So if anyone is looking for a reading, you might want to ask them some questions first and just get to know them as a reader before you invest in their services.
Yeah, it's good advice. Okay, so we have another one. We've got quite a few coming in now, Danielle. So we've got another one now from Novella Atwood. I hope we have this person in chat. Okay, so I can see the question. I know what Novella is asking.
Okay.
But I might put it more in a positive light. So it'll be the same question now. She says, will she find someone, a soulmate, someone soon?
Yep. She needs to release whatever she's holding on to right now that's not longer serving her purpose or adding value to her life. I think she may know without even seeing the question what I'm referring to. That's a difficult part of the process, but what I love with what I do with spirit is I give someone hope, and it gives them the opportunity to make their own choice. Because what I love about, sorry, what was the name again? I'm reading energy. Novella.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful name. Here comes a treasure island. See, my possibilities will come in typically, but it depends on how mindful the person is at the time. But you got treasure island, Novella. So this is, look, I think you finding your one true love has been a long process coming. I think it's been bit of a shit show, if you could say it that way, I mean. And I think you're actually coming out of that. So if I was to guide you in one particular way right now, is to open your heart and your mind up to love rather than the injustices or what people are currently doing to you, what they've done to you in the past. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not saying you just wake up tomorrow and everything's hunky-dory, but why we are encouraging you to release the past or anyone in your current that is no longer serving you is that you do have the positive co-create card. So this is when two worlds collide. These are like-minded people. I feel like this is the yin to your yang. I feel like you might be the wise one and this person might be the sort of bit more active go-getter or vice versa. So I feel like you're going to complement each other. And I do feel like this is coming up. Given on your energy right now, I would probably go within the next 4 to 6 months. If you were to get really selfish in your life and just understand that you deserve better, you should be treated better, that you're the queen of your castle and that no one should hinder that, you're going to be happy, my love. Absolutely. So we'll take a bit of energy work, of course, and we are going through this shift overall, but it's about increasing your self-worth right now, never selling for sloppy seconds. Use your wisdom, learn from your lessons. If someone's not treating you right, you let the universe know how you want to be treated, and they will bring this person in for you. I guarantee you. They're specifically telling me 4 to 6 months based on your energy right now. And what I love about it is that the people that you're about to meet are honest. They're transparent. They add value to your life. I feel like a lot of people that you're seeing at the moment, you're seeing their true colors and their masks are falling off. And it's really hard. I think they're telling me you're quite intuitive as well. It's like your heart races every time you think that they're doing something or about to do something or whatever. And I get really anxious because that's your spirit knowing what's going on, but the person or the experience itself isn't giving you the answers you need. So it's really time that you honor yourself. But I do see a potential partner coming in. This person's going to be very chivalrous as well. Very chivalrous. It's kind of like I just turn up and I've got flowers. I've got a bunch of flowers. And it's all like, ooh, ooh. You go to the car and they're opening up the car door and you go, what the? Because they're such old chivalrous things, aren't they?
Sounding great.
You know what's going to happen though, doll? You know what's going to happen is that you're going to reach this Queen of Cups moment It's kind of like you're just going to take care of your emotional self. You'll get some emotional stability coming in by taking some time out with the Hermit card and following intuition and really start releasing anything that doesn't add you value. But I feel like the person or whatever, maybe even if there's someone currently, will come back. And I feel like that's when you'll have your day and go, no, I'm sorry. I'm a better version of myself now. I've got too much going on. I'm attracting too many wonderful things. And here comes this new person, balanced, secure, no BS, tells you how it is. It's the yin to your yang. It's a perfect partnership. So just as a bit of inspiration, if you are hanging on to something at the moment that really isn't your cup of tea, isn't treating you well, or anything of that nature, the quicker that you release that energy, the sooner this new partner will come in. I'm excited for you. I feel like I want to be like through the blinds, like a fly on the wall when she experiences this.
Yeah. So as you were doing that reading, I was trying to tune into you, and I felt the anxiousness in my chest here, like she's been waiting for such a long time, and yeah, went into excitement. I'm pumped. It's gonna happen.
That's the thing with the energy at the moment, is that I've been bantering on about it for so long, is that how important it is for us to step out and focus on ourselves for a little bit. Doesn't mean you can't go out with friends and you can't live life, so to speak, but when you do have your own time or whatever, use it wisely and really start boosting your confidence. Repeat affirmations to yourself. Is that the same lady or?
No, this is a different person.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've had over a year of hermiting. Well, you're about to come out of the hermit mode, so I hope you're prepared, babes.
So actually, it's a good idea to also mention to the audience for these types of readings, and to make sure that you're notified when we do go live, when we are doing readings, or when we have a show. Very good idea to jump on to, if you're looking at the show, watching the show through an app on your phone, please download the YouTube app, come to Inspired Action, come to Miss Psychic D on YouTube, and subscribe to our channels so that you can get some notifications when we're jumping online as well. That will really help. We do some advertising on Facebook, but I'm aware that it can be very difficult sometimes coming in and interacting with chat, because I can see that there are some differing names in the tip jar as to what I can see in chat. So I'm just assuming here that people are watching via Facebook. Okay, so we've got another one coming up. I'll give you that one now. We have another one from Miranda.
Oh!
She would love a message, please, around my spiritual gifts. This one's for Miranda.
Do it, Miranda! You got it going on, sister. The Fates and Destiny card just literally jumped out as Ben was reading out your question. You know you've got to do this. But well, let's get some guidance, eh? Honestly, that's how I feel with you, Miranda. I feel like it's about just becoming the fisherman or fisherwoman. You got to bait up your hook, baby, and just chuck some shit out there and let some fishies come to your fishing hook. They're joking around with me now. Spirit joking around me, and they're going, "You're gonna snag something." So it's funny I use the fishing analogy there. Yeah, you've got to stop watching from the sidelines, my love. It's going to take trust and faith in yourself. Also, Spirit just said a way to guide you to do that, because I'm telling you now, all light workers are being called into action right now, and that's why when you're naturally gifted or you have a natural ability or something of that nature, you're going to feel really restless right now because you may not have the skills or the knowledge or whatever. So if you need a mentor or a guide or anything of that nature, please get amongst it and research it, because you are being called out anyway, Miranda. There's definitely a change in the wind. You know it, you feel it. Are you prepared for that, so to speak? We need to reassure you that if you start putting yourself out there at least in one little area or one little pocket. I mean, reach out to me if you want my help. I'm happy to maybe collaborate with you with something. I'm not sure, but you got a blessed change coming in for you, babes. It's absolutely it's coming in anyway. But I feel like there's a lack of confidence, and I'm too busy watching what everyone else is doing instead of maybe focusing more on what I should be doing. The thing is, whatever's coming in for you, darling, it is destined for you. It's fated. You won't be able to buck this current for much longer, not with the energies that are picking up right now. No way. But let's get into some tarot and see if we can get into some specifics. And it's so funny because I just flipped my deck in two, and the Wheel of Fortune and the World just caught my eye. So we'll see what comes out. Just stuck to my finger. The Wheel of Fortune. It's time to get going. Get your ball rolling, love. Honestly, I don't know whether you've joined my Queen Creating Castles group on Facebook. If you have, please reach out to me on there. I think you just need someone just to give you a little bit of a heads up. But it's definitely going to come into fruition. This is the end of an alchemic cycle for you. Oh, you know so much. And you're such a good healer. Don't hold yourself back, sweet pea. No. Look, I think you are going to give birth to something new here. But it's time to nurture and they keep giving the same thing. You got to encourage yourself and get around people who are doing it. And you can copy them and mimic them to a certain degree, but just use them as your inspiration. Don't copy everything they do because you get done for plagiarism. But I think what may hold you back sometimes is your gift is so unique to you yourself, and it's hard to explain. It's hard to market that maybe, or put yourself out there. I'm not sure what's holding you back here. It could be your thoughts, or it could be your environment. There's something holding you back there, so that needs to be addressed. But you've got the High Priestess, baby. This is your intuition. You know what you need to do. And I think you're really going to do it. I just think you need a hand or some support or someone to sort of encourage and nurture you so you can get your wheel turning. Good bunch. Yes, I'm ready. Already in your group. I can take you through there. Yeah. Look, honestly, I think you know you're ready, Miranda. You know you're ready and you will be successful. I don't lead anyone on. If I think it's going to be a total failure, I'll go, don't waste your time. But I can't make a choice for you. But no, we need you. We need you, Miranda. So I'm going to guilt you into doing it. Do you need to be bribed?
I was just saying, Danielle, maybe start off small, because she was saying that the belief in herself, right, is potentially the challenge. So start off small, gain some confidence, and keep going. Yeah.
And the higher power card just flipped out as I was just doing a reshuffle. So yeah, and like I say, that is the hardest jump for anyone. I know I've been there, and I'm still doing it now. Just taking that first step, just building some sort of momentum. And Spirit are calling upon me right now, and I said, don't put that responsibility on my shoulders. But all these light workers, everyone who's got their own gift to give, whether it's just their wonderful counselor or their even business mentors, anything of that nature, get amongst it. It's time to rise up. Honestly, in 6, 8, 12, maybe even 24 months, there's new communities building. There's people are waking up. They're going to need us. They need us to be in action, ready to go. So when they come, we're ready.
Yeah.
But then again, I can't speed up people's momentums. But anyway.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Danielle. I was just going to offer some insight here for people who are new to the channel as well. If you'd like to reach out, Danielle has a newsletter that's coming up in your new set of products, right?
Sure am. Every week, more than likely every Sunday. So it either be Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, well, when you visit the site, first of all, you'll see that join her mailing list, Danielle's mailing list, pops up when you first come to the site. So misspsychicd.com.au is the website, and you can see her services there up in the top right-hand corner. I believe just like today, the short readings, you've had some very good interest and feedback from your email readings. Is that right?
Yeah, I offer one question email readings. So basically, people will ask me a specific question, and Spirit and I will give them a very specific reply and some guidance attached to that. That gets delivered to your inbox. So you have a paper version to sort of go back and reread. I am introducing messages via text message now too. So I'm just currently updating my website at the moment, guys. I meant to finish it on the weekend, but yeah, that's life. But yeah, so I can do it by text message as well.
And they're down the bottom here as well.
Yep. That's the bookings. That's for people who want to book a specific time with me. Anyone who wants to book an email reading, a text message reading, anything of that nature has to go to the store, because I do those clients in amongst my other readings. So yeah, that's it.
Right. Okay. And last but not least, the personal development playground as well for Danielle here up on Patreon. So we've had a really good group. I'm a part of this group myself, and have lots and lots of fun. I think the last couple of weeks we put in there, this is Sudoku or crossword puzzle, and I found it really really fun. That I think I had something along the lines of, you have to pick the 3 words that come up to you first, and mine was Master Geometry Starseed was the last one for me, and I found that was really quite prescient, because then you also got a message from Spirit to say, hey Ben, maybe you need to have a look into crystals and crystal grids and all that kind of thing, which I think flows pretty well into the word geometry as well. So yeah, have lots of fun there. If you're interested, jump onto Patreon, and you'll see in there Danielle under Miss Psychic D. Okay, we've got. I'll stop the sharing, and I'll go over to our next question. I have another question from Nene. Nene, what's your question? Okay, thanks for the work the two of you do, helping us on our journeys. I have too many questions, so may I please ask for anything from Spirit? So general. Does Spirit have anything to offer me at this time? Thank you both.
Spirit always have something to offer. It's hard to keep them quiet some days. Ooh. Oh, look, as soon as I tapped into Nene's energy, my hair's just come up on my end. Oh, they just told me cloud 9. So whether you are on cloud 9 right now, or something's coming in for you where you're going to find yourself on cloud 9, because I feel like it's something that you're imagining. Something that you're imagining is coming into being. Nay? Once again, it's that every time I do a reading for someone at the moment, I can feel that the questioning of it. It's a contrast when you're on 5D and potential and possibility and all that sort of stuff to the 3D. So please, everybody, work on your worth. And yeah, here we go. So Nay, it's got time to go. So I've got a feeling this is more aspects of self that needs to go right now. So this could be limiting thought patterns, old beliefs, can be people, places, things as well. You'll know what it is for you. I don't feel like this is very thick and heavy, so it's nothing to really worry about, so to speak. But as you keep connecting with Source, as you keep following your intuition, the more you choose to do what feels good, and sort of leave the questions out of it and just really go with the flow, so to speak, because you've got the higher power here too. So, your past ancestors and loved ones and your guides are working really closely with you now to help sort of squash this. A simple meditation for you, Nay, of a night time, just to help you release any old energy or residual energy that's actually active in you. But yeah, look at this. You're going to get a lucky break as well. I feel really excited. It's hard to express the feeling I'm getting, but this is luck is on your side. I think you're coming out of old karmic cycle into a new karmic reward kind of season, and it's something that you've been imagining. So if you've been imagining getting married, if you've been imagining moving out, if you've been imagining getting a new car, something of that nature, that you'll know what it is. They're saying you'll know what it is. That's going to be very significant for you. That's going to come in for you if it hasn't already. Oh, I feel like the weight has just lifted off my shoulders, so this must be something very significant. all the same cards coming out. Look, I'm going to say relationship. I think it's actually got to do with the relationship. I was going to say before, but it was 100%. So, but that's just giving me a surety that if you are getting to know someone right now, if you're feeling a little bit unsure, rest into it, dive into it, love into it. What will be will be. But I'm not seeing it going kind of pear shaped. You may have a few, little quarrels, to and fro, but that's how you get to work people out. That's how you get to understand people and, find your deal breaker, they just said. So maybe in the relationship sectors, could be friendships or love or whatever. It's time to find your deal breakers so you're not putting up with less than you deserve. Definitely, it is a time. This card seems to be coming out for everybody, even. It is a time to watch your thoughts, check in with your mindset, allow spirit to help heal any sort of childhood wounding or past lifetime stuff. But here's your intuition, babes. Your intuition saying, go for it, go for it. Yes, you can trust this person, you can do this, you can do that, but your old self, that fear and worry and concern is still teetering, sort of holding you back a little bit. So, look, at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about it, darling. You just keep looking after you, find the fun in everything, because I think this is more of a spirit-led intervention that's happening right now. So if you could just find the time just to meditate, 15 minutes a day, that's all it needs. That's all you'll need. You'll find you'll have your lucky moment, so to speak. You'll get out of this easy. So yeah, hope that helped.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. Let's check in and see whether we've got any more questions coming up. I think that's it for the time being under Nene. Whilst we wait, I think there was one of the topics that I wanted to talk about, and maybe someone in the audience might also have stories like this in the past. But one of the nostalgic topics that came up for me over the past week, whilst we were thinking through what happened in the past, what I want as a future, and doing all the thinking and feeling through all that kind of stuff, was I picked up on what I used to do as a child as well. It came up to me during the week, and I was saying to you that I used to. It was always only on rainy days for whatever reason. Is I'd go out into the front yard of our house, go to the garage, and go out get out the front my father's wheelbarrow, and I'd bring it out to the front, and it'd be pouring with rain, and so the wheelbarrow would start, filling up with water, and I'd go get mud and I'd put it in the wheelbarrow, and I'd go get sticks and I'd put it in there, and leaves and all kinds of things, and maybe if I found a quartz or a special rock, I'd toss it in as well. And out in the front garden, I'd go and get the plastic green soldiers, and I'd set them up and put tanks everywhere and so on. And I'd sit out the front with a big stick, and I'd stir the wheelbarrow, and I'd start trying to conjure up energy for the good guys, and stamp my foot and all this kind of thing to try and get the good guys to win in this imaginary battle. And I was thinking about, why kids do this, why we gravitate towards certain things as a child, where we come up with our imagination for these types of topics. And I do think we certainly have some leakage in to our past lives at some point, and that may very well be where I got the image or the thought to do that. It was something that I would do regularly, and that thought came up because I'd seen on the PC. I can't remember exactly on YouTube, but an old movie that was my very favorite movie called The Dark Crystal. And there's I know you haven't seen the movie before. There were these good guys called the Mystics, and they kind of looked like giraffes with long necks, and they were shaman. And then there were the Skeksis, who were the bad bird-looking, vulture-looking like creatures. And It was all about a young boy's journey who was an elf that goes through, and he has to save the realm. And there's one shaman who was like the figure of Mother Earth, and her name was Augra, and she would do exactly the same sort of thing. She knew everything. She was an astrologist. She kept all of the details around the timings for where all the planets were aligned and all this sort of thing. And she was several thousand years old. And I used to, um, you'd have to see the movie, but I used to repeat all of the things she used to say as well in the movie. And I don't know why that came up in the last week, but I just felt like sharing because maybe there's other people in the audience who've gone through similar things where over the past couple of weeks thought about, you know, maybe some of their childhood experiences and how it's led them to where they are today.
And I definitely think things like that are influenced by past lives. It's hard to believe it when, you know, I don't know how old you are, Ben, actually, if I'm honest. But when you're in the 1980s, you know, just doing your thing, so to speak, in the 1980s, it's hard to comprehend that that's maybe something you did in the 1600s, 1700s, and stuff like
Mm.
that. So I think it's definitely inspired by that. And the fact is, when you're a child, there's no restraints, there's no restrictions. You can use your imagination. So I think you were just naturally doing what you are, who you are, all that, you know, all the witchy kind of stuff.
Mm,
My mum's
it was
piping
fun.
down because, sorry, my mum's piping down now because she was a white witch and she believed in she loved Hocus Pocus and all those kind of movies that were all
Yeah.
witchy based and all that sort of stuff. So it doesn't mean that people are a witch, so to speak, but that is a form of paganism, Wiccan, whatever title label you want to put on it, you
Mm,
know.
mm.
I reckon Spirit just said to me for you that you'd be a good scryer. So that's someone who actually looks into water, can actually scry from water or crystal balls and stuff like that as well. Just
Mm, mm.
just to put another thing on your plate.
Thanks, Spirit. I'll take that
It's all right.
down. And there was time during my youth where I'd come home from school every day and I'd sit in front of the coffee table and had all these sort of school books in it where I'd sit down and I would imagine up. It was always soldiers. I would draw soldiers, and I'd always start off with either their helmet or their belt, and there was always something about what they wore, and there was a generalized theme of uh, emerald crystal. Like there was always an emerald crystal on their belt, or an emerald crystal on their helmet, or an emerald crystal on their chest, and the theme was pretty consistent. And by the time I was 8 or 9, I think the kitchen in the house had so many books stacked up that I'd filled the whole cupboard, and it was just
Wow.
drawings upon drawings upon drawings upon drawings. And I'd love to be at a state, where I can sit down one day and get back into that level of drawing, because I know I was really, really good at it at
Yeah.
that age. But I've totally lost that skill. It needs to be redone again, I think. But yeah,
Welcome to the big boy world.
yeah, yeah,
When
exactly,
real
yeah,
life takes over. Kids, wives.
yeah,
But
that's right.
yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that because only a week ago, my son was creating something on something. I don't know what it was on, but he created exactly the same thing. And he said, "What crystal do you want, Mum?" And I said, "Go the emerald in the badge." So, yeah.
Yeah, actually, a great story that you shared with the community the other day. You're talking about angels, right? And there was a winged pharaoh, and spirit.
Yes.
Yes,
Do you want me to go grab it quickly?
well, if you can.
Hang
I
on.
was just wondering whether there was a bit of an update on that one, because that was really cool.
Well, there's not really an update. It's very spinny though.
It was a
Just
great story, right?
look, I have since my mum passed away 2 years in May, so um, she hasn't really been around as much as my brother has been. So I used to think, oh, what's up, mum, and all that sort of stuff. Long story short, I'm moving soon, and I've got a lot of my mum's precious things, and I have to part ways with it because I just can't take it with me where I want to go. So I've had a bit of an emotional tizzer about that because I've got an emotional tie to all this sort of stuff. So I sort of was praying and saying, Mum, is it okay if I gift some of this stuff on? Because a lot of these things are antiques. People will jump on them, you know. So I said, I need a heads up. I don't know what to do. Will you hate me? Will you use it against me? But anyway, so she's been coming to me over the last few days, and a few bits and pieces. I sort of went, yeah, okay, that could be mum. Oh, okay. But anyway, I was just about to do my relaunch on Friday night on my Facebook, and I thought I'd just quickly whiz up to the letterbox. I just whiz up there first, and as I did that, and I'll show you a photo. It's so bizarre. I saw this thing glistening out of the corner of my eye in the garden, and there was this picture, this Egyptian picture on it, like a scroll thing. It was just laying heads up like that. And as everyone knows, in northern New South Wales, we've had nothing but rain, and this shouldn't really be there. So I found that, but I'm like, oh, mum, I just knew, and I went, okay. But then when I got home, I realised that this is something that I had a lot of trouble parting with, because at the time I think this was $35, and mum didn't have the money to buy it, and she wanted it. She talked about it for months, and when we went into the shop, it wasn't there anymore, and I went, oh no. So for some reason I went back to the shop, and he just pulled one more out, so I bought it for her. So this is one of the pieces that I went, oh, I can't part with it. So to get that and that.
Danielle,
You wouldn't read about it, would you?
No, that's why I thought it was such an amazing story. What I take from that, it's kind of like your mum saying, "Don't you sell it? I'm watching."
Yeah, it was. And there's been a couple of other things, but the rest, over the weekend, I know now that it's just stuff. You know what I mean? I'm really excited to be able to, especially for the flood victims who lost everything, because it is quite old stuff. I'm looking forward to giving it back to like the elderly community, because they'll have a passion. They'll know what this old stuff's about. The good old gear. I think it'll just give them a nice blast from the past feeling. So yeah, but that I definitely got to keep.
Well, mum will be crossing the finger.
Yeah, then I get struck by lightning when I go outside later. Nah, but that's when you're in touch with yourself and your loved ones, and you are as least resistant as you can be. And this is what happens. This is what happens, and no one else will understand, and no one else probably cares. But who cares? It's up to you, and it gives you back your reconnection and your answers. One more quick story is I said I was moving from Brisbane, and where we live was just absolutely terrible. And I said to Spirit, if I can pull this off, show me a yellow balloon. Show me a yellow balloon if I am to move to the coast closer to my dad and stuff. And then I sort of just asked the question. I let it go. I said to the kids, come on, I'm sick of sitting in here. Let's go out to the park. I went out to the park, and I've actually got a photo of it. We looked up, and Kenzie was only little then, and he goes, hey, Mama, balloon. And I looked up, and here's a yellow balloon in the tree. So I got a photo of it as well. And I was just like, you can't make this stuff up. And then, yeah, I think 3.5 months later, we moved down the Gold Coast. So ask for the sign. Get specific, guys. Get specific. Even if it's the randomer, the better, because then you'll know.
Okay, Danielle, we've got a person in chat who's trying to give us a donation, but apparently there's some kind of a problem, denied donation or something like that.
Awesome.
Koro, if you've got a question, put it in high caps, and we're getting pretty close to the end of the show. Perhaps we could give a free one off today, and I can have a look into the issue after the show to figure out.
Yeah, or even I'm happy to do that. Or if they want to pay it forward, go buy someone else a coffee or something. Go buy someone else a sandwich or something. Or if someone needs something, you can pay it forward that way as well.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you a question, Koro, and we can answer your question for you, or Spirit can.
Oh.
Coming up on the 55-minute mark. I'm just waiting for Koro's question here.
I'll start with Koro anyway, because I can tap into their energy. They may feel like they're stuck in a bit of a fork in the road right now. Spirit are saying, like, look how many times this has come up, higher power. Like I'm saying, everybody, even if you don't believe in this woo-woo jazz and all that sort of stuff, send your prayers, ask Spirit, and just offer them a bit of your free will to guide you in the right direction. You'll know. You'll be driving your car one day and you usually go right now and you'll go left for some reason. You just don't know why. So just really follow your guidance right now, because that's what's going to get you out of this fork in a road. But hopefully we can get something quickly a little bit more specific. Yeah, look at perfect. There is peace coming to your situations right now. There is peace coming to your life. You've got to allow it, and you've got to want it and dream it into being. So pray. That's all I can say right now is pray, 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 because we've also got the Treasure Island. So whatever this is, it's been a long time coming. It's kind of like you've been this turtle here. You know, you've put your neck out, you've tried different things, then something threatens you and you go back in your shell and you stay there for a little while. That's an energy that you really got to trust Spirit and sort of try and step out of right now. I don't know whether there's some sort of move or security or stability that you're seeking right now, but I feel like the more emotionally peaceful that you get and the less just the more focus that you put on those things that you want, I feel like there's going to be a move, either a move of residence or I just feel like they're picking you up from where you are and moving you somewhere else. Yeah, and there's abundance coming in as well. So whenever we get stuck in this fork in the road and we just don't, and we choose to stay in that rather than just go and have some fun or go talk to other people or look for something somewhere else or get educated or do something else, something that's not this stuck energy, that's when it all starts coming in. And I feel like that's what's going to come in for Koro here. It's all going to start coming in. The money, the move, if that's what they're asking for. And it's going to be hard and fast, the Chariot. Honestly, peeps, for the next 2 weeks, do your energy work, do your personal development work, do your cleansings, your siftings, your sortings, and all that sort of stuff. Because this card, the Chariot, to me, represents sometimes an abrupt change, which is typically a good thing if you're creating a good thing. Can be a bad thing if people are manifesting worry, fear, concern, all that sort of stuff. But life is about to get black and white. And you want to... There's going to be no grey matter, so to speak. So you want to make it as black and white for yourself. So get specific on what it is that you want. Yeah, here's that money from hard work. This is someone who's learnt their... Well, it's reversed, obviously, on there. This is someone who stepped out of that apprentice energy and is coming the leader. Take control back of your life, because money and maybe a possible move await you. Koro, hope that helped.
Thanks, Danielle. Look, I can see Koro's just asking, you know, whether I can see his question. Unfortunately, I can't see the question. Because the donation hasn't come through, I can't see the message on buying me a coffee. So, as Danielle was saying, you know, pay it forward. Buy someone else a coffee.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. And it's good karma. Good karma too.
There was one thing that I saw last week, I think it was, and it was a strategy that you were using, and I thought it would probably be fun to play here. It was a bit of a game. In one of your lives, and I think we might be able to close the show out on this. So what I was going to suggest was that everyone who's on the live stream at the moment, if you'd like to, and Danielle can pick the number, perhaps a number between 1 and 100, sorry, 0 and 100, Danielle can pick the number, and whoever gets the number first in chat gets a free reading on the way out. What do you think about that?
I got a number.
Okay, well, let's do it, everyone. If you'd like a free reading, start your engines, everyone. Pick a number, put it in the chat, and we will we'll see who gets the number. Well, I hope you can
laughing
see
at
this,
myself
Danielle.
right now. I'm laughing at myself right now. I can't see anything, so if you want to... Oh, I can't see it. Oh, okay. Nah. Nah.
This is going to be bad.
Nah.
It's going to be a lot of nut.
Miranda got it. It was 69. Either that or she knows me too well.
Alrighty, Miranda, you've
So
got
I've already
the,
read
got
from.
the number.
Yeah, well, Miranda picked it, and I've already read from Miranda. So I'll help her. I'll help her behind the scenes, just so we can get her juices going in the business. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. I think that might be it. Is there any other further messages? Maybe we could have some cards on the collective before we leave. Maybe about the week ahead.
Sure. Yeah, so things will emotionally start getting better for people if they allow that to happen. So we have a choice at the moment. We need to use our free will and make a choice. Are we going to stay bitter, or are we going to choose to get better? That's the theme for this week. People need to remember that they are the creators of their own reality. They can have whatever they want. Only they pinch themselves off or make excuses and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so a lot of people are still learning a healthy way to turn their back on anything that is no longer adding value or serving them in a positive direction. So if you can't work something out, if you've got a question, you can't work it out right now, now's not the time to do that, unless you want to book in for a reading and get a quick fix. But it's not a time for working that out. It is a time for really taking a step back, having a look at your life. The more you turn your back on what no longer serves you, the more emotional happiness that will come in. This is going to take a bit of discipline. I'm doing it myself. And I'm the most undisciplined person that there is around. But yeah, we've got to release these people that take from us. Or you could be the energy, and if you're honest enough with yourself, that you take from other people. It's time to stop that this week. But if you are seeking money or abundance, they just told me unexpected gifts. So some of us may have some pocket money or a small win or something fall in our lap this week as well. So sometimes we do have a belief that we need the money before we can move forward. We need the money before we can do that, so to speak. So if that's you, please know that there is a little bit of money, a little bit of finance. Someone may gift you something of value. You may have wanted something and they may give it to you. I'm not sure. It could be different for everybody. But as long as you continue to honor your own emotions this week and turn your back to anything that's trying to woo you with charm, or they speak one way and act another, you got to sort that out. Got to sort it out. Yeah. So it will be rough and rocky. It's going to be interesting to see my weekly this week when I do it for the Mass Conscious on my YouTube. But like I say, we're coming into this beautiful empire here, and we need to create it, but it is a bit tumultuous for people at the moment. What I love about it is that we're coming out of this rough and ready into more smoother waters.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Danielle. Look, I think that last reading for the collective really resonated with me. As I said at the start of the show, I think that's where I'm sitting as well, where
Yep.
there's so much happening in terms of work life, home life, that sometimes you just, some of those questions in your head, you just miss them, and you've got too much on your plate, but you still want to make that decision. You still want that move forward feeling. And earlier this morning, I just I think I stopped in the kitchen. I just said, I'm not going to make this decision. I'm going to have the universe just take on all of that stress for me, and I'll just watch out for the signs. You give them to me, and I'll follow them. I said in my own head, I came here for a purpose. I don't remember what that purpose is, but if you can show me the way, I'll go.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Perfect. And that's all anyone can do when you're feeling really caught up in anything. Soothe yourself. Soothe yourself first and foremost. Don't allow that momentum to get going too far. Otherwise, you're going to be a train wreck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming this week. Pleasure having you all around. Look, we'll have a look into the tip jar over the next week as well, and fix that up for everyone so that we can continue with readings next week. It was really fun. From everyone
Sending
here,
everyone.
Danielle.
Yep.
And
Sending
myself,
everyone love
thank
and
you very
healing
much.
right now.
Have a fantastic week, everyone. See you next week. Love you all.
Bye.